January, February, March, and COVID. That's 2020 in a nutshell. A painful year with a severe drought of international cricket has finally come to an end. Let us look back at what Sri Lanka did in the very little cricket they were able to play. The Islanders were fortunate enough to play 11 international matches in 2020. They played 3 test matches, all in the African continent, of which they won 1, lost 1 and drew 1 test. It was a fairy tale beginning for test match cricket this year as Sri Lanka recorded a 10-wicket win against Zimbabwe. Angelo Matthews scored an unbeaten 200 in that game, and it all looked to be flourishing for Sri Lanka given that they just came back from their greatest ever victory in South Africa last year. Zimbabwe almost clinched a win in the next game, but Sri Lanka managed to draw it, only to play a test match again many months later on Boxing Day against South Africa, which they lost. The West Indians touched down on the island in February to play 3 one-day internationals and 2 T20s. Those were the only ODIs Sri Lanka played for the year. The Lankans had a good series as they whitewashed the Windies 3-0. T20Is were a disaster for Sri Lanka, having played 5 games in the format and losing 4 of them, while 1 ended as no result. They started the year with a 3-match T20I series in India in January. Sri Lanka lost the series 2-0. It was followed by a thumping defeat at home by the West Indians, who just lost the 50-over series. Sri Lanka lost the first T20I by 25 runs and the other by 7 wickets. Across all formats, Kusal Mendes is the highest run scorer for Sri Lanka this year with 435 runs at an average of 48.33. Mendes hit 2 centuries and 2 50s in his 10 outings, with his best score being 119 against the West Indies in one-day cricket. Behind him were Angelo Matthews and Dhananjaya de Silva with 359 and 339 runs respectively. Dhananjaya, with an average of 48.42, became the batsman at the top of 2020, while Matthews, averaging 44.87, ran in second. 3 youngsters who are believed to be the leaders of the bowling pack of Sri Lanka's future, Lasith Ambudeniya, Wanindu Hasaranga and Lahiru Kumara, are the top 3 wicket takers of the year. Ambudeniya has bagged 13 scalps in 4 innings with the red ball. Wanindu has 12 wickets to his name this year, and the speedster Kumara accounted for 11 dismissals. Even though it was a tough year for all of us, as a nation we did have a silver lining in sports. Sri Lanka Cricket was able to put together a splendid T20 league of our own amid such trying times. Kudos to everyone involved in making that tournament a success, as Sri Lanka has been in need of it for 8 long years. Lanka Premier League had 5 teams, namely Kandy Tuskers, Colombo Kings, Dambulla Viking, Galle Gladiators and the Jaffna Stallions. The inaugural edition of the tournament was won by the Jaffna Stallions, who were brilliant throughout the tournament. The tournament also unearthed a few raw talents to look out for in the likes of Dhananjaya Lakshan, Vijayakanth Vyaskanth, Mahesh Theekshana and Nuwan Tushara. For the female cricketers, it was quite a frustrating year with just 4 games. Sri Lanka women took part in the ICC Women's T20 World Cup, which was held in Australia, and couldn't get past the group stage of the tournament. They played 4 games in the group stage and won just 1 game out of them. Yet again, Chamari Athapattu was a lone warrior at the World Cup, as she returned scores of 41, 50, 33 and 30, but did not get enough support from her team to finish at a better position. The Sri Lanka Under-19 team too had an ICC World Cup this year, which they ended in the 10th position. They played 6 games and won 3 of them. Right-hand number 3 batsman Ravindra Rashantha was the pick of the tournament for Sri Lanka, as he was also named in the team of the tournament by the ICC. He scored 286 runs at a staggering average of 71.5, with a best of 102 not out. Even though this year flew by in lockdowns and isolation, Sri Lanka Cricket has a busy schedule for 2021, with competitive cricket being played in every month of the year. We at ThePapare.com wish our Lions all the very best, and together with our fans hope to watch the game we'll all love all year long.